All things considered, this is a review I should have done a long time ago. The Etymotic ER2SE. But before we talk about that 2SE, let's talk about the ER4. Over 30 years ago, Etymotic invented noise isolating in-ear earphones. Etymotic's original design, developed for auditory research and testing, used balanced armature receivers and established these speakers as the gold standard for high definition in-ear earphones. The ER4 series were the first earphones commercialized using this technology and are recognized as the world leader for response accuracy by which all other earphones are compared. I hope chills went down your spine after hearing that. If we compare the ER4SR and ER2SE, we can see that the ER4SR begins rolling off bass sooner, around 200 Hz, while the ER2SE remains flat until about 100 Hz. Treble tonality is supposedly worse on the ER2SE, but with the foam tips becomes very close to the ER4SR. I say foam tips as this is a very important point. I've owned the ER4XR for almost 2 years now, and one of my major complaints was the comfort of the triple flange deep insertion. The sound wasn't as good with the foam tips, so I had no choice really but to stick with the triple flange, and ordering the foam tips anyways cost a lot of money. But the ER2SC literally costs $49. $49. The foam tips are extremely comfortable and they provide incredible sound quality. I just I feel like this is the end. I've reached headphone endgame. There's nothing more to do. This is perfection. These easily beat my DT880s in frequency response. It's just not even close. Treble tonality is so much better. Soundstage, surprisingly, is as good, if not better, on these than the DT880. I think it's because it's not inserted as deeply with the foam tips and the driver is farther back in the shell. I don't know. But the soundstage on these is incredible. It goes without saying, but the distortion issue I was hearing with the DT880 is definitely solved on these headphones. It's so crystal clear. Everything just sounds pristine and accurate. There's just nothing more I can say to describe it. Even with the comfort of the tips and deep insertion aside, I'd still take the sound signature of the ER2SE over ER4XR any day of the week. It sounds so incredibly natural. Bass is never too much like I sometimes felt with the ER4XR. I'm not saying the ER4XR is bass heavy. It just doesn't sound as clear as this. You never feel like anything sounds wrong, which is the amazing part of these headphones. And to top it off, they're extremely comfortable with the foam tips. And also, if you look at distortion, I never had any distortion issues with the ER4XR for the record, but the ER2SC best set with distortion figures at 0.112% at the highest at 20 Hertz. That's pretty ridiculous. With that said, for $49, this is an incredible deal. You're not going to get an IEM better than this at any price.